Hey guys, I'm growing wild strawberries. I'm so excited about this. I've been growing with bare root strawberries for the longest time, and now to get some wild strawberries, this is super exciting. So stay tuned to hear more. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. As you all know, I take my little mini hiatuses here and there. I've been running around and I literally stopped myself today and said, you know what, I look a hot mess. I've been running around doing all sorts of things, but I'm going to stop and take the time out to do a video because this is, to me, it's very important. I think this is important stuff, and you can hear the trickling. I need to add water, so forgive that sound if you're hearing it. But anyway, so today I'm going to be talking about wild strawberries from Rise Gardens, and it's so exciting to be growing this directly from seed. And it's been maybe 2 or 3 months now, and I have a plethora, a lot of berries growing in here. The thing that triggered me to do this and sparked my thought was that in the Facebook group, there were people talking about and many commiserating about how they were growing these berries and they were getting these beautiful, lush, lavish greens, and then they would see these pretty white flowers starting to grow, and then out of nowhere, they would just, the next day or days later, they would just shrivel up and die off. But I know I posted a picture and showed that I was getting berries and I didn't have a problem, and someone sent me a message, or actually messaged me on the page and said, are you hand pollinating them? And my initial thought was, yeah, I thought that that's what you're supposed to do, but I'm always learning. Maybe there are berry varieties that you don't need to hand pollinate, but it's always been my understanding that you want to get in there with a little brush to kind of help it out. And the thing that made me think that was that many people were saying that once they got the berries outside, then they started growing, or the berries started producing fruit. So that's my only assumption, that people were not hand pollinating. And so I didn't want to just jump in there and be the authority on everything and just say, nope, this is how it is. And then later be corrected, because I don't know everything about everything. But I do know that hand pollinating for me made the berries grow. And I'm loving life, and I'm loving these berries, and I definitely think that they're an asset to your garden if you can grow them. And again, they're in the personal garden. You can put on your countertop in your kitchen. Don't do like what I'm doing, because it's not very appealing. But as I said, I'm moving, so things are gonna look a little hectic for a little while. I highly recommend growing them. Again, I think I said that this is about my 2 or 3 month mark, and then they took off out of nowhere. Initially, what I do when I see the first flowers appear on the berries, I pluck them off, and just to get them growing, just to get the plant more established and producing a little better, a little bit stronger. And then once you do that a couple of times, or in a couple of the plants in there, these are 3. I think I did all 4 in the pack, and only 1 didn't make it. So these are 3 of the pods. So again, it did pretty well. So this is one that was not pollinated, as you can see. So it'll start to die off like that. I don't know if my camera's gonna focus in on that or not, but it'll start looking like that. They'll shrivel up a little bit. And so, but even before, I guess I pulled that off just to show you guys that it'll look like this also before it opens up, and before it gets the flower on it. And you may see some white petals peeking out, but I would pluck them. I think the phrase is called deadheading. I assume that that's what you call it with even berries. I've heard it like with flowers, like roses or other flowers that you see in a person's garden, that you just take off the flowering part. You can also do that with like peppers. I've done that with my pepper plants. It's very heartbreaking, because you're like expecting and waiting to see your fruits grow, and they're just like, oh, I gotta pluck them off. But I guarantee you it's well worth the effort of doing that, because in the long run it's going to grow a lot quicker. As you can see, they're a lot smaller. I probably picked that a little too soon. I usually like them to be a little redder, but it's, they're really cute. I think some of them do get a little bigger. I'll put in some B-roll so you can see some of the bigger ones and how red they get. Oh my God, they smell so good. They're so sweet. It's like a sweet, you know, that little kind of gets you right here. It's like a yummy sweet tart flavor. Oh my gosh, that one was pretty good. I say that to say that usually in the beginning, when I first started growing them, I found that they were a little softer. Some of them were a little mushy, but I think that that was because they were still new. As I've been progressing with the growing, I've been finding that they're firming up a little bit. They're not as firm as like the store-bought type, so if that's the consistency you're looking for, don't expect that. But the flavor, I will say hands down, is so much sweeter. It's got this powerful sweet, that little teeny piece, powerful sweet tart berry. And so if you're like me, I have a texture thing. I don't like things that are too mushy or too soft sometimes. And so what I would do is I'll muddle it and put it into like a lemonade or some type of a spritzer, like a little cocktail or something. That would be really, really yummy with maybe some mint in it or whatever. Just, you know, you can always think of different things. You can put it in desserts or anything like that, where you can just kind of cut it up and mush it up a little bit. But they're really, really good. They're very, very tasty and very nice and easy to grow. One other, I won't say downfall, but just one tip that I would like to point out that you should really, really focus on is like literally every day when you wake up, you're going to have to check your flowers to see what new ones are in there, because they're going to be, once this takes off, it's going to start growing like crazy. And every other day you're gonna be like, wait a second, that those white flowers were not there just yesterday. So they progress very quickly, and you know, just they start off as little buds, and then they slowly open up as the day or even the evening goes on. And then, like I said, you look up and there's like, oh my gosh, more berries to pollinate, more flowers to pollinate. So I strongly suggest that you do that, and that you continue to peek around. This is definitely hands down one of the best, most exciting ones plants that I've grown in the garden, and I strongly suggest that you guys grow these strawberries. This is the perfect fruit to highlight for my garden must-haves. So wild strawberries are rich in vitamin C and antioxidants. It's high in water content, high in fiber, low in calories for those of you like myself trying to lose some weight. You know, they're really good snacky foods, and just little additions that you can put into your cereals, into your smoothies, or whatever. Wild strawberries, definitely a must-have for your garden. These are great. I love them. I'm excited to be growing them, and I definitely look forward to growing more once I'm settled and in my apartment. I'm gonna have a whole shelf to themselves now that I've done it. I can't even really say trial and error, because it was very simple. It was, I don't know, I'm a tech person, so I like to say they were plug and play, so to speak. You put them in, they do their thing, and then they just grow. I strongly suggest, like, if you just want some berries, get your berries going, get that little brush in there, and get it going around in there, and that's how you're gonna get your berries. I hope you found this video helpful, and if you did, go ahead and give it a big thumbs up and leave a comment if you'd like. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram. I've been posting a couple pictures as I've been progressing, so check that out. And as always, here's wishing you great eats and happy gardening. Be kind to one another. Take care, guys.